I took the night security job at the old county hospital because no one else wanted it. The building had been empty for a decade, scheduled for demolition that never came. Locals said the ICU wing was still breathing, even without patients. My first week, I started to believe them. The first night, a code blue alarm went off on the old panel. It showed Room 9B. That room did not exist on the current floor plan, but the paper map taped under the desk had it circled in red. The circle had a smudge that matched the shape of my own thumb. St. Aurelia County sat behind a strip mall, its windows boarded and its doors chained. The brick walls sweated when it rained. The loading dock sagged under the weight of years. A radio tower blinked red behind the boiler room. The silence was heavy. I thought I liked silence. The manager gave me a ring of keys the size of my fist and a binder of procedures. Check the roof hatch every 2 hours. Check the OR suite at the start and at the end. Reset the steam trap sensor if it chirps. Radio in fresh damage. Do not open doors sealed with red tape. She said it like a joke, but her eyes didn't smile. On the second floor, the plastic from an old abatement job still hung, cloudy and stiff. Signs warned about dust and spores. Someone had written in marker, "Wear a mask forever," then stopped halfway. The sheet crinkled whenever the air handler kicked in. I made my first round at midnight. In the basement, the morgue cooler door hung open. The chain was coiled on the floor, clean as if polished. Inside, the cooler was warm. The racks were bare, but a dark line stained the tile toward the drain. My boot left a trail when I nudged it, the way chalk breaks under pressure. The ICU sat on 3 West Wing. The sign still pointed toward critical care. A wall clock had stopped at 3:07. When I passed under it, the second hand twitched once, then froze. The nurse station held a stack of armbands. The top one had a thumbprint pressed into it while the ink was wet, and the print never faded. At 2 a.m., my radio hissed, then whispered my name. I answered my call sign. Silence. Then the code blue klaxon screamed. The old panel lit room 9B. I followed the numbers down the hall until I reached the gap between 8B and a closet. The plate was missing, glue residue left behind. I pressed my ear to the door. I heard breathing. Pull, pause, push. Steady. Human. I found a key that turned, but the latch resisted. The knob was warmer than the air. A draft moved against my wrist. The door opened into a room smaller than the others, bare except for a bed frame and a resuscitator bag on the floor. The bag had a handprint crushed into it that didn't release. On the wall, someone had painted over instructions. The words bled through the paint. Vent, charge, bag, close. The drywall bulged as if it exhaled. A phone rang on the counter, though no line was connected. I lifted it. A nurse's voice barked, "Keep the rate steady. Do not stop." She gave me a number. She said, "You will want to stop at 40. Do not stop until 60. Then the line went dead. I picked up the bag. My hand squeezed once. Air hissed. The wall behind the paint inhaled, deeper this time. The hallway lights dimmed in rhythm, 60 beats per minute. My ears filled with pressure. At 40, my chest burned. At 50, a hand closed over mine, though no one was there. At 60, the wall pushed out. The smell of wet coins filled the room. I dropped the bag, but it kept moving on its own. I remembered the rumor. A nurse bagged by hand after power failed, kept going after the patient was gone, and spoke a name no one else recognized. The name was mine. I ran. The wall exhaled a flat tone that followed me into the hall. The clock ticked forward 1 second to 3:08. I left the keys on the desk at the end of the month. The manager said copper thefts dropped after my reports. She thanked me, but I hadn't done anything. Some alarms are tests. Some are invitations. If you ever work nights in an abandoned hospital, never follow the rhythm of a room that wants your breath. Leave it unsatisfied. Subscribe for more original horror stories.